Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Dibs, Mr. Crockpot on Twitter. Today, we're breaking down my top 5 boom or bust picks in the 2022 NFL Draft. If you guys are new to the channel, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button. Let's go. Starting off with an honorable mention, I've got Sam Howell, quarterback out of North Carolina. The reads on Sam Howell are all over the place. There are some that think Sam Howell should be taken in the top 3 of the quarterbacks available. Then, there are some that believe he shouldn't be anywhere near that. The biggest strength for Sam Howell is his downfield accuracy. But when you look beyond that, the question marks begin to surface, and there really isn't that much that Sam Howell is truly great at. First up, he's 6'1", 218 pounds, and lacks ideal size at the position. His numbers in 2021 weren't terrible, but it's important to note that this is a prospect who has next to no experience functioning in a pro-style offense. Over the past 3 seasons, nearly half of Howell's snaps were RPOs, and very little of those snaps were pulled for pass plays. The other concern is that Sam Howell simply doesn't have the wheels to rely on his legs at the NFL level. The arm talent and accuracy are all there, but there are legit concerns about his decision making, his ability to go through progressions, and his pocket awareness moving forward. Sam Howell has ways to go in terms of progressing and reading over the middle of the field. He lacks consistent anticipation and will wait for receivers to flash open before pulling the trigger. Plus, he'll tuck the ball away and hit the Jets way too early. I've seen that way too much on tape. As a guy who will likely be drafted somewhere within the first 3 or 4 rounds of the draft, these concerns are real, and Sam Howell has some of the biggest bust potential in the NFL draft. Let's watch some highlights.
A week ago on 10 carries. This will be Howell stepping up and running at the 10, and he will trot into the end zone, combining. Here's Howell right up the middle, across the logo, at the 40. Howell trying to break away, down the sideline. Sam Howell to the end zone.
Victories over North Carolina. Howell to put it in the air, and a quick strike. Here's Brown. Brown is going to take off. Brown down to the 20, down to the 10. He's going to walk into the end zone.
Open 2 plays in a row.
Kyle Kennard with the sack on that last play. Howell slings it deep, has a man. Pass is caught. Carolina with life.
From the 34, Howell going to tuck it and run and has some daylight. 25-20. Howell's got some speed. Howell dragging defenders all the way.
Man, right here.
Howell going 2 downs. Able to bring it in.
Coming in number 5 in my boomer bust rankings is Tariq Woolen, cornerback out of UTSA. He was a prospect with outstanding measurables and a rare combination of size, length, and speed at the cornerback position. Tariq Woolen was a major standout during the Senior Bowl week and the NFL Combine. From a physical standpoint, he's got elite length and recovery speed while also having the athleticism to swallow speedsters at the line and also make a major impact downfield. He's 6'4" plus, 204 pounds with a broad jump of 11.5 and a laser 4.34 40-yard dash. He's not very twitchy due to his elite size, but he excels in zone coverage when everything is in front of him. Woolen projects as a high-level number 2 corner from the jump, but also has one of the higher ceilings of any prospect selected on day 2. He's raw, there is no question about that, but he plays with a competitiveness and a high motor that I think will really benefit him and help him translate to the next level. You simply cannot teach what this guy's got. On the downside, Woolen doesn't have the best instincts. He is very slow to react to the ball being snapped. He's slow to react in press coverage, which often leads to him getting beat downfield. While at the Combine, he showed an excellent ability to track the ball and switch directions. However, that's not what showed up while watching tape. His ball skills in-game are poor, and he struggled multiple times turning his head. In addition, while the potential is there at the next level, Woolen doesn't offer much in run support. Regardless, this is a prospect with a 10.0 raw athletic score and one who looks massive on tape with elite length and change of direction. I think Tariq Woolen will be selected somewhere high on day 2, and there are just as many question marks as positives for this guy. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 4 in my rankings is David Ojabo, edge rusher out of Michigan. David Ojabo became a household name, amassing 11 sacks and 12 tackles for loss a year ago. His freak athleticism was a standout from the jump, with upside matching any prospect in this year's class. But everything changed at Michigan's Pro Day. While taking part in position drills, Ojabo went down in a heap with what wound up being a torn Achilles tendon. It's believed that the injury will sideline David Ojabo for about 6 months, and given the timing of the injury, Ojabo could be back at practice sometime in October. It's possible that a team picking later in round 1 will think it's worth rolling the dice on Ojabo due to his explosive athleticism. Before the injury, this is a prospect with an elite second gear when the quarterback is in his sights. On the negative side, he's not the best against the run, and he can often be seen overshooting the runner on multiple plays. While he's a big-time playmaker, he's come up small against elite competition, and he'll rarely win as much as he did in the NFL as a pure power rusher. He needs to improve his general awareness off the snap, especially against the run. Scouts were concerned about a lack of real elite speed coming off the edge, and he's going to be even slower now after that injury. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 3 in my rankings is Derek Stingley out of LSU. First thing to know about Derek Stingley is his elite athleticism. He's an incredibly fluid athlete, can change directions on a dime, and possesses very good ball skills to become a major playmaker in the NFL. This is easily one of the best ball hawks in the draft, with the ceiling to completely take out an entire side of the field in man coverage, although we didn't see a lot of it last year, and that leads us to why this is one of the biggest boomer bust picks in the draft. The 20-year-old had an amazing freshman season in 2019 with 6 interceptions and 15 pass breakups to help the Tigers to the national title. But he has only played in 10 games over the last 2 injury-filled years with no interceptions and just 5 pass breakups during that time. Derek Stingley didn't participate at the NFL Scouting Combine while on the mend from Lisfranc surgery, but he dominated at the LSU Pro Day. There is zero question that Derek Stingley is a top 5 talent in this year's draft, but the majority of the positives from Stingley's draft stock continue to circle around his impressive 2019 season. While Stingley's solid pro day may have squashed worries about his surgically repaired foot, teams will continue to question his durability. His stellar 2019 was historic, but personally, I don't know how any team in the top 10 can bank on play from 2.5 years ago. That's the very definition of a top-notch boomer bust pick. Let's watch some highlights.
Whoa, big hit. And the ball came loose, picked up by LSU, and Andre Anthony. Touchdown. Fumble.
Watch the speed to which he closes here and delivers a strike. Look how he raises.
Down. From pressure coming. Throws far side. It's intercepted by Stingley.
Makes the play. Watch, he turns at the last second and finds it and makes the catch.
4-man rush. Going up top again. This one is intercepted.
And the way he plays is perfectly. Stays in the hip pocket, looks back.
Coming in number 2 in my rankings is Travon Walker, edge rusher out of Georgia. Trey Walker was perhaps the biggest winner of the 2022 Combine, with his athletic display seeing him burst up the draft boards in recent months. This is an incredibly well-balanced edge rusher with elite size and the ability to be just as strong against the run as he is against the pass. First up, his athleticism is insane. He's got insane bend and twitch for someone 6'5" and 275 pounds. His first step is explosive, and he routinely beats his man off the edge with ease. Georgia utilized him in multiple ways across the defensive line last year. He also shined when dropping back into coverage. On the flip side, yes, his physique and measurements were elite, but his game tape simply doesn't match up to the hype and the stats aren't there. He lacks any real pass rushing moves, he doesn't have skilled hands to outmaneuver a lineman, and he's not going to be able to rely on his length in the pros as much as he did in college. I think Trey Walker is as talented as any pick in this draft, but when you're selected in the top 5, there are expectations, and Walker is not quite a sure thing. He needs polish, he needs to be coached up, but the ceiling of this kid is undeniable. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 1 in my rankings is Malik Willis, quarterback out of Liberty. Starting with the negatives, there are more than a few. He holds onto the ball for way too long and more often than not stares down his receivers. He struggles going through his progressions, his mechanics are not good, his base is incredibly inconsistent, and he's constantly throwing the ball on the back of his foot. He also has some really poor games against bad competition that raises some red flags. He's a major risk, no question, but the question is, are you willing to wait and develop this kid? On the positive side, Malik Willis is all about speed, and more speed. This is a guy who clocked in at 20.58 miles per hour at practice over the course of Senior Bowl week. Only Arizona's Kyler Murray clocked at a faster time, 20.78 miles per hour, as a quarterback in the NFL last year. Willis's ability to escape pressure, hit the jets, and get into the second level of a defense is undeniable. His ability to escape pressure in the pocket is elite. In the pocket, the guy has incredible arm strength, and it's eye-opening when the ball is snapped and the ball gets there in a whim. The ball simply pops out of this guy's hand, and arm strength-wise, he's right up there with Carson Strong at the top of his class. This is a guy who is rumored to go in the top 10 of a draft that is simply loaded with defensive guys and offensive tackles that are franchise-changing level talent. For a projected top 10 pick and all these question marks, this is easily the single biggest boomer bust pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. Let's watch some highlights.
Turnovers. Willis looking to throw, has time in the pocket, slings it downfield, has DeMario Douglas, touchdown Flames!
Fun trying to defend Malik Willis in this offense. He'll go toward the end zone. He's got a man, it's caught, and it's a touchdown.
Getting them in some spots that have been a little bit difficult. Malik Willis steps up, he's got room to run. Across midfield, will anybody be able to catch him? Now he slams on the brakes, waits for some blocking.
Free play.
Flag flies. Willis goes deep. End zone. Touchdown Flames.
And last year, part of that 10-win season for the Flames. Willis climbs the pocket, flush right, throws on the move. So good at that.
Makes the first man miss. Makes him miss twice. Still on his feet. Now going to loft it downfield. Looking for Douglas. He's got him. Down inside the 20.
So those are my top 5 boomer bust picks in the 2022 NFL Draft. If you love the NFL Draft, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more NFL Draft content. Thank you everyone for watching. Stay awesome.